I was trying to turn up like the volume on my phone so that you'd be able to hear me because I auditorily like am hearing the dryer clinking in there. Something's drying in the dryer, and I'm so ADHD. I'm so sensitive to sound. So I'm just like, okay. What was I saying? Oh my god. Well, this 3D world we're living in, there are a lot of forces which are aimed at purposely keeping us from doing spiritual work, from recognizing who we are specifically, not even just spiritual work, but just knowing what our true purpose is for being here, knowing our power, our value, our divinity, recognizing, what life as a human even is and why we experience it and what's going on. We're basically bombarded with distraction upon distraction, things to, satiate, satiate our desires, our hungers, to keep us wanting to consume more and more and distracting us from, a lot of the really more important things that we're here to do, or at least the root of we're here to do. And it's just empowering, and it's part of what's been, and it's part of what is, but it's, I believe, going to be dismantled, or it is becoming dismantled, because we're entering the age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius. Or we already have entered it, which I do believe so. Yeah. I just put my rose quartz bracelet in my bra because it's I like to put crystals there. I found this in the dryer. I accidentally left this in the pocket of my jacket, and I just switched the laundry over. So I'm feeling my heart center now more because of having the crystal there. Anywho, I may need to take it out. It's distracting. Sorry. So yeah, I mean, this is just a reality, part of the reality of the 3D. And I think to know that this is what's going on is important. And I think to look at them not necessarily with hate, but just being with the awareness that this is where they're at. And this is actually a part of the greater unfoldment for there to be these other beings with these agendas. Because what they're doing is they're showing us the absence of light. They're showing us the absence of awareness. Or maybe that second part's not quite right, because I'm quite certain the beings of which I speak know what they're doing. But in order for them to survive, this is what they've had to resort to. And the only thing they can do is continue doing what they're doing, or they're going to die out. And, or evolve. And they've been dead set against evolving, or at least most of them have. Whew, I'm out of breath. Why am I out of breath? It's interesting. Maybe as I was talking, I feel like sometimes I am rather shallow in my breathing. I know that. I mean, this is like a pattern I've had a while, and I think it's common for people with anxiety. Oh, pardon me. As well as those who've been through traumatic things, to not necessarily have a normal breathing pattern as their regular breathing pattern. Like, they find themselves really, like, just kind of wound up really tight and not breathing very freely and openly. So I just have that sensation of wanting to, like, Take a breath and then really needing to exhale a long exhale. So I just listen to my body and my energy and what it's trying to tell me. I try my best to be attentive. Now what I touched on before was, oh gosh, I hope I can remember because that was a really good point. Don't you hate that? What I had said had to do... Yeah. Well, I kind of touched on it with like, oh, haha, I remembered. I think sometimes we think that we might miss the mark, or that we might, miss the train, or not get to this point of achievement, or, we may not complete our tasks, or challenge, or, I think we have been bred to believe that we're reaching for something, and if we feel like if we don't perform well enough, or if we fall short, figuratively or otherwise, then we're gonna fail. And I don't know that I express this other part of it. I feel as though that's not possible, that we're not here for that reason. We're not here to reach some linear goal. Like, you start at A, you go through X, Y, and Z, or B, C, D, and then here on X, Y and Z over here, you're done, and you've achieved, what you were meant to in this lifetime. And bravo, here's your sticker and your reward, your medal, whatever. So it's not like that. I don't feel, or at least not exactly. I feel that I've read this before, and I feel like this must have truth to it, that I'm having to pause a lot, and I hope that doesn't bother you. What was I just gonna say? Shit. I don't know, my brain's really fuzzy right now. Yeah, no, I read it in like an oracle card deck, and I've heard people say this otherwise, that what's for you, if it doesn't happen now, then it will happen later, if it's meant for you, if it's something you're destined to undergo, or to experience, or to achieve, or to whatever. If something is meant for you, then it will be. And if something is yours in divine right, if you're destined for it, if it's a part of your soul's journey to have something, to experience something, to make some sort of progress, whatever the thing is, that you can't miss what's yours, that you can't possibly miss or mess up your journey, because you're in the journey, you're doing it now. And if you, for whatever reason, there's a certain lesson that for some reason you don't learn completely, or that you learn all these other lessons, but the one or two that you kind of maybe didn't quite get, well, that's okay, because you have time. You have other lifetimes, or you can do it later in that same lifetime. Whatever you're meant to go through as a soul, it will be experienced. Whatever you're meant to have, it will be yours. And I think that's important to remember. So that was the main key of why I wanted to make this little clip. I apologize for my pauses and for rambling if I rambled. Feel really oddly a bit out of breath, or like I'm breathing really shallowly while making this. I don't know what that's about. Maybe because I'm talking, and I think actually I might Google this, because there's something to this, and I think this is why for myself I've experienced, and I think it's an ADHD thing or an Aspergian thing. I think it's neurodivergent people may find that expressing themselves verbally and socially, they really got to use a little more brain power to articulate what it is they're trying to bring across. And in order to do that, that requires, like I said, more focus. And I think when I'm focused, I breathe really shallowly. Like when I'm really zoned in or really focused on trying to do something, I'm not breathing very deep, if at all. It's almost like I forget to breathe. And that's why sometimes when I'm at work, I'm like, ah. Or anytime I'm just trying to, be articulate and express something clearly. And so that's interesting that I just noticed that. And I kind of want to Google it and see if it's, regardless if it's something everyone experiences, I think that's me. I feel like my grandpa, who I do believe had Asperger's, he just had all these quirks and mannerisms and traits, and I think he did have it. I don't think he knew he did, but he used to go, phew, and sigh a lot and make, phew, like that. He'd do that a lot, and I think it's because we get lost in thought or we're focusing, and then we're not breathing deeply. Could be a stretch there, because I can't know for sure what he was going through necessarily. I'm just, those were just observations, and he's since passed. But anyway, I was kind of just smirking at the camera, thinking that I'm grateful that I am expressing myself, and that I'm grateful for my phone and to share what my heart wants to express. And I don't know, I'm just feeling pretty happy in the moment. So on that note, I might say goodbye for now. Just pay attention to your experience. Be with it. I think there's a lot for us to release and to let go of that's no longer doing us any favors. A lot of old ways of doing things. Awareness is good. But we're not here to be perfect. My heart kind of leapt for joy as I said that. Oh my God, I'm getting emotional. We're not here to be perfect, because humans can't be, for one. And for two, as a soul, we're already whole. As a soul, the essence of who we are is light. And you can't get more perfect than that. We are part of God. And all that God made is as it was intended. Of course, there are certain things that are far from the light, but that doesn't make them any less a part of the creation of all, a part of how it's unfolding, the unfoldment of creation, it's a process. It's like this interesting experiment of sorts. This is how I view it. Like a cosmic science experiment. So breathe. And give yourself the space to do what feels right in the moment. Be mindful. And don't let yourself, bullshit too much. But you know what? It's okay if you need to kind of drag your feet. Or if you're really needing a rest day. I think just being and listening and allowing and surrendering and not feeling like we need to fucking be doing everything all at once. I think we're so passionate, we're so driven, we're so lofty in our goals and our expectations that we can kind of pummel ourselves in this whole process. We just expect nothing less than 110%. But that's so not, like, who we even are. Like, where is that even coming from? That's okay, though. That's cool to recognize it, you know? Like, we're carrying a lot of ways of being or patterns or programming, conditioning that we just picked up along the way. And, you know, we're here to release and soften into what is and do our best to allow ourselves to, you know, work through what needs working through, but also recognize, you know what? There's no efforting to be loved by God. Divine Mother, Divine Father, Prime Creator, loves you just as you are. Just as you are. You can. I'm watching Outlander, if you didn't catch that reference. It sounded a little Scottish, and then I had to, like, run with it. Oh my god, I feel so goofy. I'm probably not going to post this, and if I do, well, maybe you'll get a chuckle out of it. Oh, I feel like I'm in some weird languid, goofy state right now. I don't know. Today I'm giving myself just the day of rest, because I've done all the homework I needed to for the week, and tomorrow starts a new week, so I'll have to, like... Technically, the only thing I didn't do is my reading homework for political science, but I generally start that, like, on Sunday or Monday, and today I'm just giving myself a day off because I friggin' need it. But I'll have to do the reading homework tomorrow because Tuesday I work, and I don't generally do homework on the days I work. Unless it's, like, a test or a quiz or something that I might be able to do really quick. Other than that, I really just don't. I give myself the day off on my work days. And then Wednesday, I got class in the morning. I dislike having college classes at 10 a.m. on my days off. But I'm rambling. I don't know that there's anything else I need to say for now. So, be well. Treat yourself gently. Allow yourself to journal or to videotape yourself or put a tape recorder on and just listen to yourself talk about yourself. Just get your thoughts out every now and then. I think it's helpful. I think it's insightful to see what you think of yourself. To journal. Even just journal. Doesn't got to be on a video or a recorder. Just know yourself. Know your thoughts. Be mindful. And then work a little at a time and just being kinder to you. More nurturing to you. And the more you release what doesn't serve and what isn't truly you, the more that falls away, it uncovers the truth of your being and the brilliance of your being, and allows you to open that heart of yours and to shine your light and your and share of your heart to the world even more, and welcome more love in return, knowing you deserve it, knowing you're a beautiful, brilliant being, badass. Not only are you super sweet and nurturing, but you're a warrior. You know, there's so much that makes us up. I'm kind of laughing because I think I meant to end this video at like 12 minutes. And I've gone on to chit-chat more, but hey, that's funny. It's my video. I do what I want. So anyway, for now, I think I'm going to wrap it. Yeah. I wish the sun stayed out longer. I don't know about you. It's just kind of my sleep schedule. Like, I stay up a little bit late-ish. Then I don't really get going till kind of late morning. Or almost noon or even sometimes afternoon. So the day doesn't stay light out as long as I'd like. But I'm used to it in a way. Okay, folks. Keep being you. Be patient. Nurture you. Continue learning. And take it easy whenever you need to. Take your journey seriously, but don't be serious all the time. You need to have some fun too. And you need to give yourself a break and a lot of pats on the back, because Otherwise, what the hell is it worth? You know, it's not about like harming yourself, like overworking yourself, you know? Too much masculine, forceful, you know, energy like that. It needs to kind of be taken down some notches. It needs to be readjusted. We need a little more of that yin, receptive, trusting. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up. You take care. Lots of love.